This is a 7.6 practice. Number 2 asks us to verify are they inverses of each other. Okay, so are they inverses? So if they are inverses, if I multiply them together, I should get the identity. Okay, so let's multiply them together. So I get this and this. Well, it might be helpful for some people to do. This is a 2 by 2. That's a 2 by 2. Insides are the same. So my answer is going to be a 2 by 2. Okay, so first row, first column would be -2 and 3, which gives you 1. First row, second column, this would be 6 and -6, which is 0. First row, first column, -1 plus 1. First row, 3 and -2. Okay, so yes, since this is the identity, yes, they are inverses. Okay, so this is A, this would be A inverse, right? So they're inverses of each other. For number 10, we have to find the inverse of this. Okay, you can use either the row transformations or the determinant thing. I'm going to use the determinant thing. Okay, so I'm going to use the determinant. So it would be -25 minus -24, which would be -1. Okay, so I know that my inverse is going to equal 1 over the determinant. And I have to switch these two, 5 and -5. And change the signs of these. So -3 and 8. Okay, then multiply it through. Gives me -5, 3, -8, and 5 would be the inverse. And you can check this on Desmos as well. Put this in, find A inverse, and it should give you this right here. Number 13, we have -6, 4, -3, and 2. Find the inverse again. So the determinant is -12 minus -12, which is 0. Okay, so right away, as soon as we see that, if it's 1 over the determinant, can I divide by 0? Can't divide by 0, so there is no inverse. Okay, it does not exist. So number 21, why would an inverse not exist? If the determinant equals 0. Okay, then there's no inverse then. Okay, so I want you to use the inverse matrix method here. So first, make up our matrices. Okay, so this is our A, this is our X equals our B. So we want to do A inverse times my B. Okay, so first let's find the inverse of this. So the determinant is 2 minus -3, which would be 5. So I have 1 over 5 times, switch those two, 1 up there, 2 down there, change the signs of these. Okay, so my inverse would be 1/5, 1/5, -3/5, and 2/5. Okay, so there's my inverse. So there's my A inverse. So I have to multiply it by this B matrix here yet. Okay, so to multiply these together, this would be this times this. It would be -8/5. That times that. -2/5 would be -10/5, which would be -2. Okay. And then when I take second row here, So that times that is 24 fifths. That times that is negative 4 fifths. Add them together is 20 fifths. 20 fifths is 4. So I know that x equals negative 2 and y equals 4. All right, number 36. Setting it up again. 1, 3, 2, negative 1 times the xy equals negative 12 and 11. Okay, so I got to find A inverse. So I got to find the determinant first. So the determinant will equal negative 1 minus 6 would be negative 7. So the inverse is 1 over negative 7. Flip these two, make these negative and negative. So my A inverse would be 1/7, 3/7, 2/7, negative 1/7. That's the inverse of A. Now I have to multiply that by the B. Okay, so the first row, first column, so that times that would be negative 12/7, and that times that would be plus 33/7, would be 21/7, which would be 3. Then we got to multiply the next one. We have this and this. So this times this would be negative 24/7. That times that would be negative 11/7. Be negative 35/7 would be negative 5. I know that my x is equal to 3 and my y is equal to negative 5. 37. A, B, you got to find an A inverse. The determinant would equal 8 minus 9, which is negative 1. So my A inverse is going to equal 1 over negative 1. Switch those, change the signs. So negative 1 over 1 is negative 1, times 4 is negative 4, 3, negative 3, negative 2. Okay, so there's my A inverse. Multiply this by the B. First row, first column, be 40 and negative 36 gives me 4. And then first row there would be 30 plus 24. Hold on. I see my mistake. This should be negative 1 times negative 3 is a positive 3 there, so that's the inverse. Okay, so 3 times that would be a negative 30, and then that times that is 24, which gives you negative 6. So I know that my x is 4 and my y is negative 6. Okay, number 42. I'm going to set this up here as a 3 by 3. 3, 6, 3, 6, 4, negative 2. 0 x's, 1 y, and negative 1 z. Times the x, y, z matrix equals 12, negative 4, negative 3. Okay, this is our A, our X, and our B matrix. So I told you with the 3 by 3, we are just going to use Desmos to find these. Okay, so A inverse times B. I'll go to Desmos and show this to you.
Okay, so we're back at our matrix. Create a new matrix, which is going to be a 3 by 3. Got to put our numbers in there. 3, 6, 3, 6, 4, negative 2, 0, 1, and negative 1. Okay, there's matrix A. And matrix B, we know that is a 3 by 1 matrix. So 12, negative 4, and negative 3. And we need to find A inverse times B. So we get the X matrix is 0.25 or 1/4, 0.25, and 3.25, which are the X, Y, and Z. Okay, you can turn decimals fractions as well, 1/4, 1/4, and 13/4. Either way is fine. So you found your X, Y, and Z.
Okay, number 44, same thing. 1, 1, negative 1, 2, negative 1, 1, 1, negative 2, 3, times the X, Y, Z matrix equals 6, negative 9, and 1. Okay, so we got to put A and matrix there is in there to find these.
Okay, so we've got to create our new matrix, 3 by 3. Okay, and our matrix B. And we need A inverse times B. And it gives us our X matrix there. So we know that X is equal to negative 1, B is equal to 23, and not X, Y, and Z. X is negative 1, Y is 23, and Z is 16.
Okay, number 53, a little bit of a longer one here. We have 5 points that are given to us, and they says they want us to find the 4th degree polynomial. So the 4th degree polynomial that will go through each of those points. So these 5 points, there will be a 4th degree polynomial that will go through those. Okay, we got to find out what those are. Okay, so there's I shouldn't have put numbers there. So it's going to be some number a to x to the 4th plus some number x to the 3rd plus some number x to the 2nd plus some number x plus some number. Okay, so we're going to have to find, we're going to make these 5 equations with these 5 variables and then use Desmos to solve it. Okay, so we're going to plug these in here. My y is a 13 and I have to plug in the negative 2. For the x. Okay, gives us the equation. Negative 2 to the 4th would be 16a. Negative 2 to the 3rd is 8, so negative 8b. Negative 2 squared is 4, so plus 4c. And minus 2d plus e equals 13. Okay. I do the same thing for the next point. I'm just going to cross these out and put a 2 here, and a negative 1, and a negative 1, and a negative 1, and a negative 1. So I have negative 1 to the 4th is 1a. Negative 1 to the 3rd is negative 1 times b is negative b. 1c, negative 1d, plus e equals 2. Okay, go to the next point. My y is a negative 1, and all my x's are zeros. Those are nice. Those are all zeros there. Those are all 0, right? So I know that e equals negative 1. Okay, plug the 4th point in. So my y is a 4. My x is a 1. So I have 1 to the 4th is 1a. 1b. 1 squared is 1 plus c, 1 times d is d, and plus e equals 4. And our very last one here, okay, 41 is our y. We're plugging in a 2, so 2 to the 4th would be 16, so 16a. 2 to the would be plus 8b. 2 squared is 4, so plus 4c, plus 2d, plus e is equal to 41. Okay, so now I'm going to make I have as a matrix 16, negative 8, 4, negative 2, 1, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, so just as the E, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, there's my A matrix. Well, my other matrix is the A, B, C, D, and E that we're trying to find. And it's equal to 13, 2, negative 1, 4, and 41. Okay, so we go to matrix and find the solutions to this.
Okay, so we create our matrix. It is a 5 by 5. Okay, we got to input all those numbers. Okay, 16, negative 8, 4, negative 2, 1, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. All right, there's our matrix A. Our matrix B is a 5 by 1. Oops. Over bar. Space the 13, 2, negative 1, 4, and 41. And we need to do A inverse times B. So we get this X matrix that's equal to A of 1, B of 2, C of 3, D of negative 1, and E of negative 1. Okay, so I'll show you on the next thing how to get that into the equation, our final answer.
Okay, so this was what we got in here. So we have to take it back and put it back into this equation. So our equation is our P of X or Y or whatever is my A is a 1, so 1x to the 4th. My B is a 2, so plus 2x to the 3rd. My C is a 3, so 3x squared. My D is a negative 1, so negative x, and my E is a negative 1, so minus 1. There is my answer that goes through those 5 points.